It's the most glamorous game in world club football. El Clasico, Barcelona against Real Madrid, live from the Camp Nou. And this time, it could decide the destiny of the Spanish title. It's a collision, too, of the world's most lethal players, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Both have scored an incredible 41 league goals this season. The scene is set for something special. The table shows just how important this game is. Real Madrid lead by 4 points with 5 games to go, but Barcelona are closing fast. They've won their last 11 matches now, and they can cut the gap to just 1 point with a victory here. So great expectations. Joining me for commentary tonight will be former Premier League star Robbie Mustoe. It's Barcelona against Real Madrid, and it's next.
You can reach me many ways, it don't matter how and when. Simply make the time for the best time of your life. Malaysia, truly Asia, it's the place with it all. The best time of your life. Malaysia, truly Asia.
Barcelona are kings of Europe once more.
The teams are in the tunnel. The 6th time that Barcelona and Real Madrid have met this season. So much on this as well. Barcelona have been creeping ever closer to Real Madrid, who looked like they would run away with the title this season. But they faltered just a little, and Barcelona have kept on winning. Both sides, of course, coming off defeats in the first leg of their semi-final games in the Champions League. They can put that right in midweek with both at home. What an atmosphere here. Real Madrid will know they're a very long, long way away from home. Just sample this atmosphere. So let's check the vital team news for tonight with Robbie Mustoe.
Well, there's a couple of big changes here. You have to say that both Teo and Thiago Alcantara are not really a first 11 choice selection here. Now, of course, Sanchez was carrying a knock going into this game. Cesc Fabregas, the other player that doesn't start. Other than that, very familiar back four. It's the strongest defensive unit for Barca. Victor Valdez, again, has had a very good season in there. Iniesta may play more in midfield, but this graphic shows on the left-hand side. That's where he played against Chelsea. But watch for Lionel Messi, as always. This false number 9, if you like, jobbing into midfield to make things extremely hard for Real Madrid in that area of the pitch.
The big surprise, perhaps, the omission of Cesc Fabregas. Now, what about Real Madrid, Robbie?
Well, this is it. This is the strongest lineup, the same lineup that played against Bayern Munich. Benzema gets the nod up front instead of Higuain. Other than that, it's good news for Jose Mourinho. Angel Di Maria, back on that right-hand side, has been a very important player. He's had his injury problems, but he is always going to be in the starting lineup. Mesut Ozil gets the nod ahead of Kaká, and of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, coming in from that left-hand side so many times, is that constant goal threat.
The race for top league scorer at stake as well. 41 apiece. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Carlos Puyol and Iker Casillas, the two captains. And Pep Guardiola, who's been trying to take the heat out of it by saying, we love this position. We never thought we'd get this close.
Well, he's right. The mind game start, I guess, there was such a big gap. And, you know, a few times Guardiola basically said, listen, we can't win the league this year. That's too big a gap. But 3 draws from Real Madrid over teams that you'd normally expect them to win just gets Barcelona that little bit closer. And this game was always on the horizon, a big game at the Nou Camp where people expect Barcelona to get the 3 points, which would bring the gap down to just 1.
Doesn't matter what Real Madrid do, though. They just can't seem to get the better of Barcelona. They haven't won any of the 5 previous meetings this season in various competitions.
Yeah, it's just interesting. The last game, the Copa del Rey second leg, they went with this lineup, or a very similar lineup, and really went for Barcelona. It was an end-to-end game. It was a really good game of football. It finished 2-2. That would be a game that we might see with this Real Madrid lineup.
Don't think the two coaches are on each other's Christmas card list either, really. Much verbal sparring as ever between Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho. Mourinho famously, though, with his Inter side, did manage to beat Barcelona in that Champions League tie, the year that Inter won Europe's premier competition. So we're all set to go here. They meet for the 219th time in all. And unbelievably, they are locked on 86 wins each. Can you believe that? If Barcelona win this, it will be the first time they're ahead in the series for 80 years.
Well, it's such a big occasion every time, and the situation right now, again, in the game and the way the championship is, it's going to be fascinating stuff.
So many good attacking players out there, though. It would be hard to lock anybody out. That's a cool piece of play by Puyol. Of course, this is just the latest in a number of huge matches for both of these clubs. Barcelona maybe surprisingly, and some would say a little unluckily, beaten at Chelsea in midweek in the Champions League, and Real Madrid beaten in the last minute in Munich by Bayern. Home legs to come, though.
Yeah, and I still think it's a brave man that backs against an all-Spanish final. I really believe that. It's nice to see Real Madrid playing a quality team that wasn't Barcelona, and I still thought that they looked a little stronger than Bayern Munich. We'll see, I guess, in the second leg, but I still think that Mourinho's men will make the final.
Xavi takes the free kick. Is Busquets, who will, as ever, just play that holding role. He played it to Thiago Alcantara, a promising young player who's forced his way into the starting lineup. Be interesting to see what the tactical thinking of using him and not Fabregas here is. Busquets picks up again and is fouled by Ozil.
I'm just looking at the initial setup, Ian, and it looks to me, it's very early yet, I know. It looks like possibly a 3 at the back there. Puyol's very wide in that central defensive area, and Dani Alves is so often could be played as a right wing back.
Xavi, generally regarded as Europe's premier midfield player, and with good reason. He's the heartbeat, isn't he? He's the man who orchestrates. Iniesta, very subdued, I thought, at Stamford Bridge in midweek. Just had the feeling with Barcelona that they had in their minds the fact that they had this game coming up. It would be difficult not to, really.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to imagine in a semi-final of the Champions League, they should be fully focused on what they were doing. I think maybe memories from that previous game against Chelsea away was a difficult place to go. I think they knew that Chelsea would be very defensive and block up, and they certainly did that. And Barca, you know, even though they struggled to create that many chances, they still did hit the woodwork twice and had 2 other great chances they didn't take.
Ozil trying to spread it wide, the German international. It's Teo doing his work on the left-hand side. He quite often features on the right. It's a little bit of thinking they have to do as well, Barcelona. Interesting to see what approach Real Madrid take here, because if you look at it from the outside, a point is a great result for them, but dare they play defensively, sitting back, doing a Chelsea, if you like? Yeah,
that was the big question. That certainly was a question I wondered about. And looking at the lineup, they are not going to do that. They've got their attacking lineup out there to really have a go at Barcelona.
Going to be a corner. Victor Valdez organises his defence as Ozil prepares to take this corner kick. Sergio Ramos very, very dangerous from these. And Ronaldo with a header which nearly crept in. You wondered for a moment there. Valdez's fingertips did the rest.
Yeah, it just looked like it might get over the top of the goalkeeper. Very close together there, weren't they? Ronaldo and Ramos and just gets that early jump above Thiago. Puyol can't get there, and that's what he does very well. In fact, does it come off of Barcelona head there, back towards the own goal, possibly Valdez tips it over the top.
In any event, it's a corner. I think it did flick a Barcelona head as well as that of Ronaldo. Here's the corner kick in a fever pitch atmosphere. Pepe it is with the near post header. Only got the 1 goal so far this season. Of course, Real are in the position, aren't they, Robbie? Even if they lost this match, they can still be champions by winning the other 4.
That's absolutely right, and that's not a, that's a very possible situation right now in this game. Barca would always be fancied to win this match, but I think that's going to be particularly difficult. Just looking at the lineups, and particularly the Barca team, I think there's a great chance here that Real Madrid can win this match. Another look at this early jump there. I think it does flick off a Puyol maybe there. The goalkeeper just put over the top. But you're right, there's 4 games left after this one, Ian, and Bilbao away certainly is a tricky one, but other than that, Real Madrid can absolutely win, probably win all 4, so it could be a situation where Barca win this game, but are still 1 point behind, and Real Madrid win the last 4 games.
Mind you, I've got a huge respect for Bilbao, having seen what they did to Manchester United. That's Quantral passing it forward. Back by Xavi. Again, Javier Mascherano being used as a defender, seems to have been converted just about permanently to that. Oh, they've made a mistake here. Dani Alves can break through here. Oh, it's a great piece of goalkeeping that. It really is from Casillas. He rescued his side there.
Well, he really did. And how many times have we seen a player go through that manages to nick the ball past the goalkeeper, and then, of course, the contact comes. Casillas, though, made sure that he got the ball here. Alves does get there first, but the touch, well, it's close enough for Casillas that he does smother it. If he misses that ball, that is going to be a penalty and probably a red card.
Yes, all kinds of things could have resulted there if he got that wrong. That's why the Spanish fans call him Saint Ica. Now Ronaldo nearly, good idea. Angel Di Maria had made a run in from behind.
Ian, when Barca play through at the back, as they are certainly doing tonight, in my experience, and I've seen pretty much every game of Barcelona, they have looked more vulnerable at the back than normal.
It's bold, that's for certain. Here's Dani Alves, the dangerous Brazilian. To Messi, of course. Messi hasn't scored in the last 3 Clásicos this season. He did score 3 goals in the first couple in the Super Cup.
Here it is again. It's inside the box. He gets it absolutely spot on. He makes himself big enough here that that touch is going to hit him. He's sure of that when he goes to ground. He fully commits himself. Good goalkeeping.
A magnificent piece of work from the Spanish number 1. Busquets kept it in play. Real Madrid hunting in packs. In each of the 5 previous meetings this season, there has been a minimum of 3 goals. That was why I was making that point to you, Robbie, that it's pretty hard to shut out this much attacking talent.
Listen, I've seen it many times before in different games where you say there's got to be goals. This game, absolutely, you'd think so, particularly as the lineups are very attack-minded, and Dani Alves there in your shot. He is playing as a right winger almost. The other side is Tello, the youngster. Just 3 defenders back there, as you see, just slightly offside here. Here's Thiago into the team for this massive game. Just gets a little knee in the side there from Sergio Ramos.
Jose Mourinho, who in the past has seen all kinds of conspiracy theories in meetings with Barcelona, famously or notoriously, depending on your point of view.
Yeah, a sore loser sometimes, you have to say. You can't imagine there's any type of way that UEFA want to see Barcelona in the final each year.
Jose Mourinho has had 11 red cards for his players in 20 meetings against Barca. I'm sure he knows that stat better than I do.
Yeah, and it's been a feature of his term in charge of Real Madrid. There's certainly been, I think, some of the hierarchy at Real Madrid and some of the fans at times have thought it a little over the top, a little disgraceful in some ways, some of the scenes, some of the way that he's behaved. Of course, we had the poke in the eye of the assistant coach of Barcelona, and and Pepe and others losing their heads against Barcelona.
Sergio Ramos incurring displeasure, and he has got a bit of a previous form on this ground, sent off in 2 of the last 3 visits.
Well, yes, him and Pepe as well, both players that, you know, if things start to go against Real Madrid, particularly against Barcelona, those two have certainly lost their heads a little bit and got a bit carried away and made some pretty bad challenges.
Cristiano Ronaldo made the interception and then lost control of the ball rather untypically. Away goes Messi, well watched. Sergio Ramos. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Benzema was waiting. It looked like that might be rolling into his path. Good covering by Busquets. So good at shielding his defenders. It's Iniesta being used more centrally than he was at Stamford Bridge. He's a bit better there. Benzema. Good effort.
Well, I think this is going to be the pattern of the game. That's a loose pass from Iniesta, and there's the space. There is going to be space there all night long. It's that kind of area outside of the left central defender. And Teo, really, who in a normal 5 at the back, we'd expect him to get back there. He's not really going to be covering too much. It really is going to be those 3 defenders. Also, watch out for Sergio Busquets, because in midfield, as the holding midfield player, at times he will move into that defensive line to make 4 back there.
Messi inside to Xavi. Now Dani Alves. Messi again. On towards Iniesta. Almost an unwitting header from the little man who is totally without ego and admired throughout Spain, of course, as a World Cup winner.
Yeah, absolutely, and a hero for the Spanish nation there. But I think he's better playing in a central position. He's almost playing as Cesc Fabregas would, a lot closer to Lionel Messi. He's got Teo outside him on the left flank, if you like, so he's going to be involved alongside Thiago, Busquets and Xavi.
Yeah, in a sense, it's Iniesta who's been preferred to Fabregas, isn't it? He's moved him in there, so he needed someone to play wide, and has gone for Teo. Well played by Adriano. Messi dropping very, very deep. Real will be quite happy with him in his own half. It won't happen much, mind. Here's Xavi. Goes Barca's way.
Yeah. Oh, they always look for the quick free kick there, and Xavi saying, well, why can't I take it quickly if we're ready? We shouldn't be penalised after a free kick has been granted to us. I think he's a bit lucky here to get this. I thought that looked like a good 50-50 challenge.
But once the free kick's given, he's got a point, hasn't he? There, it's supposed to be their advantage.
There's the challenge that comes in. It's a strong challenge, but I'm not sure whether it was a foul, but maybe the ball was kicked from the wrong place here, and maybe that's why it was brought back. But
yeah, maybe. Maybe the ball was also rolling. In any event, here's the Barcelona free kick. Everybody get back behind the ball for Real Madrid. The onus is on Barcelona, really, tonight. They've been on this storming run in La Liga. Iniesta to Teo. He's got a big chance here, the youngster. Casillas to the rescue. That's not going to count. The flags have gone up, the whistle's blown.
I think Teo here, just watch his movement here, and he's absolutely right here. The officials have got it spot on. Iniesta just delays out a fraction. There's that ball from Mascherano there. Pick out Iniesta in a wide area, but that's what they try and do. They possess, and then they try and get runners in behind and slide them in.
Ronaldo, and this time it's Real Madrid who are pulled up. Real Madrid trying to end what is a 54-game unbeaten home run by Barcelona, going back to September 2010.
Yeah, and there you just see the flick on there, certainly offside. Now, Barca have been absolutely unbelievable at home, the way they possess, and normally, pretty much always, find a way through to score a goal. Messi again at the heart of things for them now.
Away he goes again. Iniesta. Messi. Still Messi somehow. Sometimes he seems to beat people almost by osmosis. Thiago. Just upping the pace a little here. Barcelona asking their first serious questions. Messi wanted a free kick. He wasn't getting one. Now then, Cristiano Ronaldo taken out of it by Busquets, was he? If the referee thinks that, it's got to be yellow, hasn't it? And it is.
Clever play from Cristiano Ronaldo, wasn't it? Just to let the ball run. Take him on down the line. He's always going to beat Sergio Busquets for pace. And the contact was there, and it's seen as cynical from the referee.
The first booking of the night. I think it's pretty long odds that it won't be the last. Xabi Alonso, formerly of Liverpool, of course, to take it. Well defended by Adriano. Di Maria was who tried his luck. But you can just feel this turbocharged atmosphere around this game. It means so much, of course. Real Madrid seen as the establishment side, and Barcelona the representatives of the Catalan nation.
Yeah, and also, you know, with just the manner of the lead that they had.
Pepe got there with a header. Oh, and the ball scrambled in by Khedira, and Real Madrid have the lead. What a turn up, 17th minute. It's Sami Khedira for Real Madrid. The result of an error too.
Yeah, he'll certainly take it. Almost tackled the ball into the goal, didn't he? Set piece came in. Victor Valdez comes a long way off his line, then decides to go back. That means he can't save it cleanly. Khedira just gambles really where it's going to land and just smothers the ball. There you go, just reaches around. Puyol's not sure, he should really clear it. I don't know why he doesn't clear it here. He reaches in there, just can't get his foot to it. It's underneath his feet. Khedira in a split second scores.
There seems to be a split second there where Puyol, if he just puts his foot through the ball, can get that away, but somehow he seemed almost frozen in a moment of time.
Yeah, I just think that touch he takes right here is under his feet. In fact, he actually does try to clear it first time, but just the ball is difficult to get to, and that's what happens when a good corner kick is put in there and you win the first header, which Pepe did. So, oh, great start for Real Madrid. Now we'll see what Barcelona have got.
It's only his second La Liga goal of the season. Khedira, what a time to score it. And for the second time this week, Pep Guardiola sees his team go behind. Well, 3 if you count the last league game. They had to come from behind to win that. As did Real last weekend. Busquets. Doesn't quite get to Messi. He was a little bit subdued by his own sky-high standards at Chelsea in the week. And Barcelona are going to need him firing on all cylinders tonight, you sense.
Yeah, they certainly are. I just, you know, when you see the likes of Teo in the side as well as Thiago, I just wonder if Pep Guardiola is just prioritising things a little bit towards the Champions League. Obviously, the second leg coming up on Tuesday, and you know, if he wants his best team in this particular game, but he hasn't got it. Now, we don't know. We think that Sanchez had an injury. We're not sure about Cesc.
Big mistake there by Busquets. Made a present of it to Di Maria, who just ran into trouble in the end. It's clever, isn't it, from Iniesta? Wonderful piece of play. Looking for movement around him. Picks out Messi, of course. Why wouldn't you? Nearly into the path of Iniesta. And so far, the covering very good. by the men in all white. Iniesta thought about the shot. It's good covering by Arbeloa.
Just that interception before with Xabi Alonso, and that is such a critical part of his job in that middle of midfield. He's got to protect the back four. There was a big space there, and he made sure he filled it.
I'm just thinking what a great header it was by Pepe to set up the goal as well. It climbs so high. And Barca's defence just found wanting a little in the air, if truth be told.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be found wanting in other situations, Ian. You know, we've got three players back there, basically. Adriano is more of a left-back or even a forward, and he's one of those three central defenders.
Teo, always covered, really, by Casillas. Only 20, only made his debut in January.
Just another look here at this set piece, and it's an early jump from just looking at a possible offside here. I don't think he is. I just think Victor Valdez just gets caught in between two minds. There he goes, he's backing off, and that makes it difficult for him to catch that ball. I think if he stays on his line, that header he catches, I think.
Ronaldo! Well, you'd say for most players the angle was impossible, possibly not for him.
No, that's right. He has scored goals from every part of the football pitch, with all parts of the body. Just goes for an early shot here. And see this Benzema pulls into that left area. Does that a lot and leaves space for Ronaldo to go through the middle. Just drags it.
Real Madrid, by the way, haven't beaten Barcelona in La Liga since 4 seasons ago. They did the double over them that year, winning by a 1-0 on this ground, with Julio Baptista scoring the goal. And the 4-1 win at the Bernabeu that year. Xavi invited to go on. He needs no second invitation. Teo's looked quite dangerous out on that left-hand side. Thiago, Messi. Look at the forest of white shirts ahead of Barcelona. They do tend to attack most of the time just on the width of the penalty area, which, if it is easy to defend, and it isn't against Barcelona, it's probably a little more facile. It's what Chelsea did.
Yeah, I certainly think that's where you have to be strong. You have to have numbers in there, but even so, they will still keep trying to find a way through. I think it's important for Messi, when he does get the ball in those areas, he has to have runners as well to try and find him behind. Alexis Sanchez does it very well. David Villa, when he was fit, made great diagonal runs in behind defenders for Messi to slide in.
Dani Alves, Lionel Messi. Again, Real Madrid just happy to clear it out of harm's way. Real Madrid just where they want to be in this game at the moment. A goal ahead, knowing that even a draw would be a fabulous result. It would maintain their 4-point lead over their deadly rivals. Messi played it inside, and Iniesta couldn't quite gathering it as he ran.
Also, the longer it goes on like this, and this is going to be the pattern right now as you see it. White shirts in their own half, Barca trying to find a way through, but I can just see opportunities coming in situations where there's a quick turnover just like that. I think Real Madrid will get more chances to score on the break.
I think they kind of know they will. They've scored 107 league goals this season, and that goal that made it 108 from Khedira sets a new La Liga record all time for a season.
Yeah, people talk about Jose Mourinho and being a defensive, efficient type of coach, counter-attacking coach. I think he's realised that Real Madrid, they have got a squad full of talented players. I'm going to let them go out there and play their football. For the most part, in fact, pretty much every game against the ones, apart from the ones against Barcelona, they're going to have their own way because they've got better players.
Nope. Barcelona have conceded 8 goals from corners, by the way, this season. Another tonight. 4 of those goals have been scored by Real.
Of course, we know about Barcelona's height. They haven't got great height. They haven't got big towering players to head the ball away. And of course, Real Madrid, they've got some big tall players. You think of the defenders, centre-halves, Benzema, Khedira, who scored, is a big player as well. Ronaldo can certainly head it. So it certainly is an area where they can take advantage.
Thiago tried to help it on. They're working very, very hard out of possession, Real Madrid, and will probably work even harder with a lead to defend. It's Alves who's down. It's a big job, isn't it, for this referee, Senor Maenzo.
It's a little late there from Xabi Alonso, and he's not saying it's a nasty challenge, but he certainly has got in some ways, an aggressive side to him that people don't recognise. Xabi Alonso, he doesn't mind a tackle, and he's just left his foot in there on Dani Alves, just caught him on the top of the foot.
Dani Alves very popular in these parts, limps away, but I think he's going to be able to soldier on okay. Busquets for Barcelona. They've won every home game in the league this season, bar one. And that was a draw, goalless one, with Sevilla. Alves takes on Contrao. So far, just not quite the service to Messi that he would want. The Portuguese international Contrao again, preferred to Marcelo, as he tends to be for the big games. Messi. Oh, look at that. Xavi! Oh, vital deflection off the goalkeeper. Looked that way to us anyway. What a ball, what a move, but no goal.
Look at that. What is that? 4 or 5 white shirts that get attracted to Lionel Messi. And Xavi, yes, I think it fixed off the goalkeeper, but he has to score here. One-on-one with Iker Casillas, again, makes himself big. Goes for the other side there. I think everybody expected the near-post effort from Xavi. He misses. What a great chance it was for Barcelona.
Should have been a corner kick.
Yeah, should have been. It's missed by the referee.
Yeah. That has to go down as another huge save by Casillas.
Yeah, absolutely does. And one-on-one situation again where he comes out on top. What a great ball though, isn't it? The vision from Lionel Messi, and that's what makes him so difficult to try and keep out of a game. You never know when he's going to dribble, or is he going to shoot, or is he going to slide somebody else in, or is he going to play a 1-2? The unpredictability makes him so elusive.
I think he's number 3 on the assists table, Messi, to underline your point, in La Liga this season. That is led, by the way, by Real Madrid's Mesut Ozil, who's out there tonight.
Yeah, I think Messi gets the huge amount of goals, but certainly is involved with so many more others as well. I think probably Ronaldo's, I'm not surprised he's not as many assists. He's certainly more single-minded when he gets into the final third. Ronaldo's prepared to take shots from distance and looks for goal all the time himself.
Is Thiago Alcantara. Andres Iniesta. Xavi, who's come closest yet to a Barcelona goal. Messi. Oh, he's picked another fantastic ball to Teo, whose first touch rather let him down. Got another chance though, the 20-year-old. Tough from Arbeloa, as he had to be.
Well, he's got a difficult night ahead of him, I think. Alvaro Arbeloa there. Just got caught ball watching there as Teo made that run in behind, and then we saw that step over that Teo uses so well.
I just wonder whether they might use him as well against Chelsea to stretch Chelsea a little. gives them a bit more width out there, doesn't he? Here's Karim Benzema. So far, Benzema, Higuain, who's on the bench again tonight, and Ronaldo have 107 goals between them this season. Ozil. Ronaldo does well to keep it alive. That's what you call controlling the ball with your head.
Well, it really was. He's done very well. His possession is still with his team, and I think they'll enjoy this little spell of having the ball, Real Madrid. They're under a little bit of pressure since scoring. That's not good, though. An easy giveaway.
Sometimes a toxic atmosphere as well surrounding this game. Remember the pig's head that was thrown at Luis Figo, who of course committed the cardinal sin in the eyes of Barcelona fans of joining the rivals.
Absolutely.
Don't think he went near the touchline too often after that night.
Two things thrown onto the field,
Yeah.
I know. It's just there's such history between these two football clubs, between the two regions. Obviously, Catalonia wanting to be independent of Spain, and there's a lot that goes into this Clásico.
That's why the whole world is glued to it every time it's played, and it's played a lot just lately. Here's Ronaldo taking on Puyol. Lots of power, not much direction.
But it's worth a shot. He has scored several goals just recently like this, driving in from that side. Here's another look, reverse angle here. Again, with the director's looking at the potential of offside. Let's take a look from this angle here, Kadir. When this head ball comes inside, it's fractional, isn't it? Then he gets himself active. There's nothing wrong with that goal whatsoever. It's a good one from Real Madrid.
Ronaldo. Going to get a free kick, I think, for Sergio Ramos' challenge, are they? No. Well, Xavi was convinced he was fouled, and it did rather look that way.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it wasn't. My first look at that, I thought he did go to ground a little too easy. Sergio Ramos didn't seem to me to get a lot of contact with him.
I'll bow to your superior judgment on that, Robbie. Adriano finding Messi's uncharacteristic piece of control. In fact, you could say he gave away the goal against Chelsea in midweek. Messi by losing possession to Lampard in midfield. Here's Iniesta. Not this time. Not quite tuned to the same radio station there. Messi.
Yeah,
and Dani Alves.
Yeah, again, it's that understanding, isn't it? We've seen the understanding with different players, certainly with Messi. Not so much with Alves and Tello, more with Sanchez and Cesc Fabregas. They're going to keep showing us this, aren't they? I think that is close enough to be not given advantage to the attacking player again there. It's very close, and you can see the assistant on the far side's got to look through bodies. Nothing bad in that.
Well, he looks at least level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
News elsewhere in Europe is that Borussia Dortmund have won the Bundesliga again. 2-0 win over Borussia Mönchengladbach, who've had a good season themselves. Congratulations to them.
Absolutely, congratulations. What a difficult thing that is to retain the title in Germany when you've got a very talented Bayern Munich team that have certainly pushed them all the way.
It's the 8th championship that for Borussia Dortmund. And Poland will live in hope that Lewandowski can do great things for them as co-hosts at Euro 2012. Yes. Well played again by Arbeloa, who had a serious argument with the advertising hoarding for his trouble.
He's a dogged defender, and he's a defender, isn't he? He's not that brilliant, scintillating going forward, but he's got a difficult job. That's again Sami Khedira. It's been over that side many times now to try and help out his fullback. I guess that Angel Di Maria is not going to get involved and help any out defensively, so Khedira is trying his best to help.
I think he's an underrated defender, Arbeloa. I think he was underrated at Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I think so. At the highest level, Ian, sometimes I've seen him look a little exposed at full-back, but there's not a lot of other options there. Sergio Ramos obviously can play as a central, a right-back as well as centre-half, but Ramos has been excellent as a centre-back this season.
Nice man as well. I had a chat with him. He speaks pretty good English. Out in America when Spain came over last year. Here's Teo. Iniesta to chip it forward, but nobody that deep. Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 1. Sami Khedira's goal separating the sides here, and Barcelona shaken to their very foundations. The fans worried, because really this title race is all over if Real Madrid hold on to the win, you'd have to say.
Absolutely.
Not mathematically, but realistically.
Realistically, yes. We've just congratulated Borussia Dortmund on winning the Bundesliga, and if it stays as a 3 points here for Real Madrid, that is it. 4 games left with a 7-point lead. It's all about Barcelona now. Try and get back in this match.
Since they average 4 goals a game at home in La Liga this season, they'll fancy themselves to get one even against such a resolute and well-organised side as Real Madrid. Here's Thiago. Xavi again to Mascherano. Lot of former Liverpool players out there tonight. He's another one, isn't he? Arbeloa, Xabi Alonso.
So that was a critical moment in Liverpool's history when he decided to leave Liverpool for Real Madrid. And I guess you could say they've never really got back to anywhere near the form when he was there.
I think Liverpool fans would probably agree with you on that. Most of them anyway. Thiago looks to drive one. Messi just haven't quite got their usual zing about them. Barca perhaps here, maybe they're not being allowed to have it.
I think there's a combination of things. I think in general this season, Ian, I don't think we've seen Barca at their scintillating best. Whether it's just the pressure of trying to repeat all the time, to win everything all the time. You've got, of course, David Villa's injury. But they haven't really moved the ball as quick as normal. You use it, the 1- and 2-touch passing is obviously a highlight. They've still been excellent, don't get me wrong, but they've allowed a 10-point gap to Real Madrid. They can't really been at full throttle.
Yeah, 1 or 2 careless draws, weren't there, earlier on in the season? The last defeat, mind you, was a long time ago, 3-2 against Osasuna. Messi again. Iniesta, Teo, Iniesta, Xavi, back again, Thiago, but wide, long way wide, in fact.
Well, Iniesta is giving Sami Khedira a nightmare every single time it seems that Messi picks up the ball. Iniesta is kind of ahead of him on the inside left channel, and Sami Khedira, who's a central midfield player, is having to track to that right-hand side, and that's going to leave space in the middle. Xabi Alonso can't cover the whole area there. It's going to need a little bit of help from Mesut Özil at times to defend.
Real Madrid have watched Barcelona win the last 3 league titles in Spain, desperate to end that run. And what an achievement it would be for Jose Mourinho. Di Maria has been quiet so far on that side. It's the defenders who've had most to do.
Yeah, and just back on the achievement for Mourinho, it really is on a knife edge, isn't it? They could win La Liga in this game. They could go and beat Bayern Munich and get into the final. And Mourinho always says that his teams are better in the second season. Well, we've seen it again here at Real Madrid.
Christian Teo takes on Arbeloa. And again, the right back did enough. Not having it, was he?
No step over that time from Teo. He just drags the ball with his right foot. There it goes. And that's just good recovery. There's a little bit of strength in there as well. Teo really loses balance a little bit. Not really, just can't get around the outside there.
We'll have a few bruises from those advertising boards, Arbeloa, before the night's out, I think. Before tonight, Barcelona had scored 64 goals here this season and let in 8.
Yeah, It's just that, you know, the way that they play the game. There's so much possession that teams, when they want to try and score a goal, they're not going to get many chances. Maybe 1 or 2 a game with a possession at the 20 or 30% of what it is. But they do, surprisingly, for that possession, they do give up chances, Barca. And I think that's been a problem this year. I think at the times they haven't scored and killed teams off. You talked about the run of games where they drew, and that was the reason. They never really went on to score 2-3 goals, and they conceded late goals to drop points.
Benzema hustled out of it by Busquets. Dani Alves again into Xavi. Desperate, really, that by Contral. So much pressure on the ball. Where's the space? It's out here with Dani Alves. No, easy to defend. Away by Ramos. And the ball being given away rather uncharacteristically by two sides who are usually so very adept at keeping it. Busquets looking for a 1-2. Messi. Alves again giving width on this side. Very clever that, the way Contral just put his hands behind his back so there was no misunderstanding about any handball that might arise or appeal for one.
Yeah, but you know what? I still think it's unnecessary. I mean, the players these days have to do that. He's doing it again right here. Surely he can't move quickly enough. He's not doing it now.
To take the ball on, got his head up, didn't he, to see where Benzema was, see whether there was a ball on into space behind. There wasn't, in fact. Tackles flying in, play on, says the referee. He's having a pretty good game here so far, letting it flow. Not an easy game to control, and it's a big feather in the cap to even get the appointment. Look at Teo here. He does find Messi, who's very strong. Xavi! Back in again, Dani Alves offside. Messi, looked like it, didn't it? But they seem to want to walk it in.
Yeah, but it's a good first-time ball across. I think he was offside here. Xavi's always going to pick out the right option. There he is. He's a yard off, and Alves goes for the first time slap across the middle.
I'll go for 2 yards. A long way, anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very much advantage Real Madrid. Not only tonight, but in the race for the Spanish title as well. Xabi Alonso with a miscue. Is that Iniesta who's down? Yeah.
He's just taking his time to get up. Andres Iniesta, not a player at all to stay down if there's not. It's just the fall here. And Khedira heading the ball there, and I'll tell you what, I know he scored the goal, but he is having some game in the middle of the park, Sami Khedira.
Iniesta, who has an amazing record of being unbeaten in the last 55 La Liga games that he's played. That's unreal, isn't it?
It is unreal, isn't it? And, you know,
you wouldn't have minded that Middlesbrough, would you?
That'd have been great, wouldn't it? We'd have won the league, Premier League, been perfect.
Busquets. Pepe's challenge was on the muscular side, too muscular for the referee.
Yeah, he's not having it. I thought Pepe might have got away with this one without a yellow card. The referee, as you said, has done an excellent job up to this point. Is that cynical, unsporting? Possibly. Reaches across there. Yeah, I guess he's got every right to give him a yellow card for that.
I'm with the ref on that.
Yeah.
There was certainly no attempt to play the ball whatsoever. Basically just said you're going nowhere.
You're not going past me.
Yeah. Still won't happen for Barcelona. Adriano trying to join in from that left-back position. A lot of stories that they want Gareth Bale from Tottenham for next season, Barca, to play that left-back role. You can see him fitting in around here, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Perfect, really. Put Dani Alves on the left-hand side for him. Here they go, though.
Ozil. Good burst of pace. Still goes on. Something here for Real Madrid, maybe. Oh, he couldn't quite get into the path of Benzema. Important interception by Mascherano.
Yeah, it was, and I said it, and there will be other chances for Real Madrid to score on a counter-attack. I just wonder there whether Özil could have just done the same thing as he did the moment before, just a little fake inside and drag it around that last defender to get in right up against Victor Valdez.
Özil it was who scored the goal for Real in Munich, but Bayern got 2 at the other end. Just given Real Madrid a problem for the return on Wednesday. Is that a factor as well here? Real Madrid have had an extra day to prepare, and they get a longer break too before the second leg too, don't they? It's worked out a bit better for them than Barca, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and you know, Mourinho's not taken any risks with this. There, just thought he might drag it past Mascherano there at the last moment, but he didn't. No, this is the team, the strongest lineup for Mourinho. Wasn't taking any gambles with this game. I think he realised that La Liga could be sewn up with the right performance. He hasn't rested or rotated players. He's certainly going for it here at the Nou Camp.
Nearly half-time. Still a lot of football left in this. But realistically, Barcelona will need 2 goals in the second half. Cristiano Ronaldo off on another run. Not worried that there are 3 Barca players around him. Puyol, did he win it fairly? Yep, got a free kick too. Going to be 1 minute of added time at the end of the half, which we're already into the stoppage time. Mascherano off on a slalom run forward. Messi more used to that kind of thing. Teo. No, not that time either. Arbeloa's giving him a very good argument over there.
Yeah, and when you think about goals for Barcelona, there's often been mentioned that maybe Barca are too reliant on Messi's goals, and there's no Cesc Fabregas, there's no Alexis Sanchez, Villa is injured. Who else is going to score them a goal? Teo? Possibly. Dani Alves is a right-sided player? Maybe not. So they need goals from midfield. Iniesta or Xavi need to step up.
Sami Khedira's goal gives Real Madrid a vital advantage in the reign of Barcelona here at the Camp Nou tonight, coming after 17 minutes. What can Barca do about this? They need to win this, really, to stay in this title race. So it's beautifully set up. They've kept Messi quiet so far. We'll be back in a moment. 1-0 Real.
If intelligent sporting insight is what you're after, then PTI Australia is the place to get it.
This is the one that you were prepared to write off at the start of the year. I predicted big things, so this is like Cronulla, but in the reverse. What's been the secret with the Blues? After they were 0-5, you said they were a washed-up team, won't make the top 5.
Russell, you and I are poles apart in terms of acumen. I never
Accuracy.
and acumen. You should know what that means.
I do.
See, we told you. Catch it Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Australia, 10 p.m. New Zealand on ESPN.
This May, food is entertaining every day.
Top up the tequila and take your taste buds on a trip.
Tacos are what Mexican street food is famous for.
Thomasina Myers shows you how to whip up Mexican dishes.
Smells so good.
The local way.
This is sensational.
In Mexican food made simple.
Oh, it's delicious. Salud.
5 Canadian hosts.
I'm a creative chef.
5 dinner parties.
Made dessert that looked like food.
1 big cash prize. Sample the mayhem and madness.
I want food. Ew, yuck.
In Come Dine With Me, Canada.
I bet you're a whipper.
And get a taste of Greece.
Let's go on an adventure.
Mother-son duo Lindy and Blair.
Hey, Mum.
Hey, Blair.
Savour the food, wine,
Yes.
culture and charm
Hello.
of this Mediterranean paradise.
Absolutely delicious. That's yoga.
Lindy and Blair's Taste of Greece.
Whole figs. Look at that. That's me on food.
If you build it, he will come.
Are you a ghost?
What do you think?
Foxtel On Demand has your ticket to the big league baseball hits.
There are rich teams and there are poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap. And then there's us.
Hollywood's misfits and heroes are all lined up and playing for the major league.
Ball players! I haven't got ball players, I've got girl
Go to movies in your on-demand menu and check out the weekly spotlights.
There's no crying in baseball!
Love baseball. Love Foxtel On Demand.
Not interested in a round of golf, then, no?
No. I've never been good at golf.
On the island of Jinsey, things aren't as they appear.
Modesty scream.
And with famous faces popping in every week, it's quite... yeah, what that quote said.
Far away.
This is Jinsey. Starts Tuesday, 9:30 on UK TV.
Nah, sorry. Can't come in here with those trainers.
Next, Sevilla, Levante. Later tonight, Racing, Athletic. Spanish La Liga on ESPN.
This week, 2 more from decisive League 2.
Oh, my goodness!
Wednesday, with their backs to the wall, holders Barcelona look to come out swinging when they host Chelsea.
Bedlam! Inside the red!
And Thursday, from the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Each team will put it all on the line with a ticket to the finals at stake. Semi-finals Leg 2, exclusively live, Wednesday and Thursday. The UEFA Champions League lives on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Camp Nou. Absolutely full, but a lot of dejected Barcelona fans because it's Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 1 at half-time. A goal by Sami Khedira, which arrived in the 17th minute like this.
Yeah, it's a great jump initially from Pepe there at the back post. And it falls down. Victor Valdez doesn't make a clean save at it. Sami Khedira is in the area. Look at him now. He's not getting picked up right now, Khedira. He's just in the centre. I guess there's a question mark there, but for me, he's in line. There's no offside that should have gone up there. And then, of course, Puyol just gets in between his feet where he can't clear it. He's desperately trying to get it away from that part of the goal, and Khedira does a great job of reaching around and scoring.
Then this lovely ball from Messi to Xavi. It's a save by Casillas, that. The ref didn't see that. Brilliant save.
It is a very, very good save. This ball here is because the steps are so short from Messi, and he really should score.
We'll be back with more action very soon.
Gallipoli. We all think we know the story. Our diggers, under British command, pawns in a botched dawn raid. But could we have been wrong for all these years?
I thought they landed without knowing anything about the landing beaches. But look.
This Anzac Day, a brand new documentary reveals previously overlooked facts.
Someone knew all of these details 5 days before the landing.
Our Anzac Intelligence Unit initiated innovative aerial reconnaissance of the Gallipoli Peninsula, resulting in a planned and successful landing at Z Beach.
4,500 men ashore in tactical surprise, in darkness, before the dawn.
A fascinating insight which will rewrite the history books.
It's a story that will change the way you think about Anzac Day.
Gallipoli from Above, the untold story, premiering Wednesday, 7:30, exclusive to History.
Take a look at me now. 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 Take a look
Want to watch a movie?
Hey, you proud of yourself, Frank?
I really, really am.
Just keep telling me your story.
You do know you're a freak.
I suddenly knew everything about everything.
What's your secret?
Watch us reel in the babes.
You know, that's good. That's good.
We're in. Is that it?
Your fight for survival starts right now.
Wow.
Up high.
Whoa, well, we're a couple of show ponies, aren't we?
Yeah, we came alive.
Premier blockbusters, 3 nights a week. Movie One.
All I know is when that ball hit the back of the net in the World Cup, and to be the first ever goal scorer in a World Cup for Australia, say no more.
Jason Bennett looking ahead to our upcoming Aussies Abroad special on this guy, one of the greatest Socceroos of all time, Timmy Cahill.
Come join us in the north of England, see what I do at Everton, home life, and also learn more about my clinics in May.
Fantastic story, fantastic athlete. Catch up with us. Aussies Abroad, Tim Cahill, only on ESPN.
It's the real start of the NFL season. Like a chess match, witness how the drama unfolds. Teams can make a bold statement with the right pick, or set themselves back for years to come. For the players, it's an unforgettable night. For fans, it's football in April. The NFL Draft, Round 1, live Friday on ESPN.
It doesn't get much better than this. Whoa, that was so close. It ain't over, boys. Hooking it away to the checkered flag. Did you see that, baby?
This week, 2 more from decisive League 2. Oh, my goodness! Wednesday, with their backs to the wall, holders Barcelona look to come out swinging when they host Chelsea.
Bad love inside the bridge.
And Thursday, from the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Each team will put it all on the line with a ticket to the finals at stake. Semi-finals League 2, exclusively live, Wednesday and Thursday. The UEFA Champions League lives on ESPN.
Welcome back, Ian Dark and Robbie Mustoe with you. Now then, this is the title race as it stands if you hand the 3 points to Real Madrid for a win tonight. Of course, they haven't got them yet. They won't get them to the final whistle, but they'd be 7 points clear. And those are the remaining games, Robbie. Any danger points for Real you can see there? Their fixtures on the right there at the bottom.
Well, the obvious danger there is Bilbao away, the second game. Sevilla should be a hard game at home, but at this stage of the season, particularly if it is a 7-point gap as we show there, they are home and dry, trust me.
Of course, Barcelona have got the derby match against Espanyol coming up, and Malaga's not easy either. Malaga are high in the table, aren't they?
Yeah, they are high in the table. They've really come into great form right now. They looks like they're going to make the Champions League for next season. A lot of money has been spent on Malaga, and that potentially, I guess, is a difficult one for Barcelona at home.
But they need the win tonight, really, Barcelona, and they need 2 goals to do it as well. Can they do it? We'll find out in just a moment.
Star Picks, Australia's only movie channel celebrating your favourite stars in a unique way.
We're there. Smile, you're Mr. Smiley.
Now, they tell me that I paid my debt to society.
Funny, I never got a check.
Double features every night at 8:30.
I'm in love with you.
Snap out of it!
2 movie channels, 1 actor, 2 very different roles.
John, I need you. What do you want from me?
Star Picks presents a collection of stars.
I got worms.
I beg your pardon?
Absolutely beautiful.
In their make and break films.
Really ridiculously good looking. What is it? What?
And critically acclaimed performances.
Well then, come on, baby, I'm ready.
Trust me.
Star Picks. Movies you know, actors you love.
Tired of the same old show?
So boring.
Well, TV1's got something brand new.
Tell me more.
The cult comedy smash, Community.
What? Details. Details. Details!
Kicking things off, we're playing every episode of Season 1.
All day.
25 episodes on the 25th.
That's wrinkling my brain.
Let's get this party started!
It's the premiere marathon of Community, Wednesday at 1 on TV1.
Every April, Australia remembers those who gave their lives in service to our country. Unfortunately, we aren't the only nation to have suffered. To coincide with Anzac Day, World Movies is screening a week of films from around the globe that expose the brutality of war and commemorate the camaraderie and courage of those who suffered. War Week starts April 23, 8:30 on World Movies.
This week, 2 more from decisive League 2.
Oh, my goodness!
Wednesday, with their backs to the wall, holders Barcelona look to come out swinging when they host Chelsea.
Bad bump! Inside the bridge!
And Thursday, from the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Each team will put it all on the line with a ticket to the finals at stake. Semi-finals League 2, exclusively live, Wednesday and Thursday. The UEFA Champions League lives on ESPN.
Baseball tells the story of a rivalry. April 26, 2009, the Red Sox steal a victory from the Bronx Bombers.
A steal of home, and it works! Jacoby Ellsbury has stole home!
Be there for the moments you won't forget. Yankees, Red Sox. Live Monday on ESPN.
It doesn't get much better than this.
Whoa, that was so close. It ain't over, boys. He's working their way to the checkered flag. Did you see
that, Maynard? Welcome back to a rainy Barcelona. And the mood is blue as well, because Barcelona are trailing in this huge El Clasico match by 1-0 at half-time at home to Real Madrid, who haven't had a league win over their big rivals for 4 seasons. Is it another Jose plan that is working out just fine?
Well, so far it is. He's tried many times against Barcelona and has failed or has drawn, never won. There they are, the 2 men in question. But Mourinho sits quite happy right now in his seat.
Trying to look calm. Guardiola a little pensive, wondering what he can do to maybe change things. They do have Fabregas on the bench and Alexis Sanchez as well. Sanchez on a big doubt with injury pre-kickoff, which would have been one of the reasons he isn't starting. And they've gone with Teo. Fans here, look at this. They're trying to lift Barcelona, who have scored at least 2 goals in their last 13 games this season in the league. Messi scored in the last 8. It's incredible.
It is incredible, Ian, but you know, these 2 teams stand so far ahead of the other teams in La Liga that these stats, well, they're certainly not easy, but they are possible. It's these games that are the critical ones, and the ones that over the last 2 or 3 years, Barcelona have come out on top, particularly in the league, and they are behind right now. This is new territory for them. You know, great Barcelona teams of the past couple of years could certainly turn this scoreline around. Let's wait and see. The team, for me, isn't as strong as it could be. Let's see if they can do something special in this second half.
Well, can Real Madrid carry on with the shutout? If they can, it's just about certain that the Spanish title will belong to them. A big 45 minutes in prospect here. And the rain in Spain falling mainly at the Camp Nou. They had it in midweek in London as well, which is rather less surprising.
Yeah, but, you know, it should suit the style of Barcelona. They have to zip the ball around. They always water the surface here just before kickoff, so as long as it's not torrential rain, it should be absolutely fine for both sets of players.
Here's Busquets for Barcelona. Xavi, now Dani Alves. 3-4-3 system for the reigning champions. Of course, there could yet be another meeting between these two in the Champions League final in Munich, but both Chelsea and Bayern Munich will have something to say about that in midweek, I'm sure.
Yeah, and if it does happen, I can guarantee that Barcelona's team will be slightly different to this one. Real Madrid's probably going to be this lineup right here. I think this is their strongest team at the moment, and Mourinho is not resting anybody for this big game.
A reminder of the two teams going through on the bottom of your picture there. Barcelona leaving out Fabregas and Sanchez from midweek. Sanchez with a bit of a knock, we understand. Thiago coming into the side, and Teo, the young wide player, on the left-hand side. Busquets has run into a bit of trouble there. Angel Maria plays it forward. Benzema brings it down. And Ozil was denied by Adriano. It was an important piece of work by him. Now away goes Messi. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 Real Madrid players around him.
I want to take a look at this again, but I thought he won the ball here, Ian. I thought he slid in, and he's certainly remonstrating to the referees. Take a look at the replay here. Lionel Messi, difficult to see from that angle. Let's see what the ball, the direction, does he sweep around and get it? I think he gets it with his right foot there, but is it one of those where he goes through the player to get it? Possibly.
Well, he wins the ball first and then takes the player second, is what happened. But I mean, when you were playing, they'd have said great challenge.
Absolutely great challenge.
Now it's a yellow card because he took the man as well. Alonso, that is. Comes the third yellow of the night. Now then, Xavi, who had that great chance in the first half. Messi, all lining up to block his path. Teo. Nice, brilliant piece of control by Dani Alves. Messi wanted to let it run. Sergio Ramos was in there. Very tigerish as well as clever, Real Madrid. And they always have goals in them. A reminder, they have set a new La Liga record, beating their old one of 107 goals, set in the 1989-90 season. Some big names there waiting for an introduction to the fray.
Yeah, Gerard Piqué again seemed to be the man looking in from the outside. There's talk about a disagreement with Pep Guardiola. Piqué hasn't been in the side at all. Puyol's been selected ahead of him. Mascherano continues to be probably the best defender for Barca.
Ronaldo, can he turn and latch onto that? No, the referee's whistle has gone anyway. Used to face the accusation that he didn't perform in big games like this, but he scored 3 against Barcelona this season. Cristiano Ronaldo. Di Maria goes down.
Well, I'm sure he's not in as much pain as his face says right there. Di Maria just gets pulled back. There's a little kick as well from Iniesta. Just watch his right foot here. There it is. That's not like Iniesta to do that sort of thing there. Has a bit of a snap at Di Maria.
Well, I think we're going to see that, aren't we? The nearer we get to the final whistle, Real Madrid will be happy to break up the play at any time they can.
Yeah, the goal they scored in the first half is absolutely huge, because they can, happy in the knowledge that they can sit very deep and look to play on a counter, but no, they've got the lead, so Barca are going to come more and more onto them, and I'm sure that's going to leave more space for the likes of Di Maria, Ozil and Ronaldo to break on them.
Where Ozil is. If Real Madrid can steal another one from somewhere. Ozil's corner is low towards the near post. Nobody in a white shirt there. Teo tries to make progress. the corresponding game at the Bernabeu early in the season, Real Madrid were ahead after 22 seconds through Benzema, but Barcelona came out 3-1 winners.
Yeah, very, very impressive as well they were in that game. Disheartening at that particular time in the season. Jose Mourinho at that point got a lot of stick from the fans. A lot of sore words afterwards about that game, but you have to say they've got stronger from that point.
Thiago. Iniesta. Teo. Oh, it's wasteful in the end. He had 1, 2, 3, 4 players waiting in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit of inexperience there from Teo. Just a little bit of panic in a good spot. I think he's tried to get around the defender 2 or 3 times. It hasn't worked. And this time he's thinking, I've got to try and do something, service the guys in the middle. And just a bit of a panic slash at the ball.
Still get that feeling that some of Barcelona's usual effervescence isn't quite there in the body language. That of Messi, maybe even of the coach. We saw him there, sitting there in the rain, thinking. He's quite good at thinking, mind you, and usually has an answer or two.
Yeah, he's that type of coach, isn't he? He's a thinking man's coach. I wonder at some point if he might just revert. Is that offside?
Cristiano Ronaldo, yep, the flag has gone up now. And Barcelona were very relieved to see it. You wondered for a moment, of course, the referee's assistants are told to wait until the player in question is in possession, hence the delay.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Let's see if we can see from this angle. There goes the ball. It's actually tighter than I thought, you know.
It's offside. He's offside, Robbie.
Yeah.
Half a yard.
I was just saying, I wonder if he might just change from his 3 at the back to go back to a 4. Really, certainly at times in the second half, the longer game goes on, it's just going to be Benza up there on his own. And do Barca really need 3 players to mark that one striker? You might see that change. You've certainly seen that change before, where they go back to their more common system of 4-3-3. Certainly got some weapons in Cesc. Sanchez on the bench, Pedro as well. I'm a little surprised Pedro certainly hasn't started this game. Teo was preferred to him.
He's found it hard to get his place back, having picked up an injury. Did come on in the week in London against Chelsea. Messi again. Well played by Busquets. The usual possession probing from Barcelona. Oh, they found a killer ball. Teo! Oh, it was very, very wasteful indeed. I think he was onside as well. What a chance.
Well, it's a massive chance. It's a great through ball. Pep likes that. That's what they're all about, the little bit of football. And for one particular reason, it's this. These little slide balls are diagonals. Does it bobble possibly before he strikes it? It might do, Ian, but even so, his body language looked wrong. He hasn't got himself over the top of it. That is a great chance.
He just snatched at it, didn't he? I think he saw his name up in lights. Goal in El Clasico. Didn't happen. Real get away with that one. There've been a couple, mind you, now. They have been carved open a couple of times. And as in London in midweek, chances not being taken. And even for a team as good as this, that can be costly.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they play in, it really is, it can sometimes take a long time to carve out a chance. And when you get them, I guess it's like any team, isn't it? When you get chances, you have to score them, make the most of them, because you're probably not going to get that many against a Real Madrid team now that can sit back and defend.
It's Benzema, who will be in action for France at the Euros. He wasn't picked for the World Cup amid some disciplinary concerns and off-the-pitch issues. Be a big player for them this time around. You think, anyway?
Yeah, I think so. And he's certainly improved this season. I think Mourinho's got into his head a little bit. He certainly works harder in games, and his performances have been better. His goals tally has been better this season.
Thiago picks out Xabi. It's Dani Alves, who could be in action for Brazil against the USA on May the 30th. You can catch that live on ESPN in the USA. Busquets, flick forward. Busquets should have equalised in the last minute. And Chelsea in midweek blazed it over. It was the wrong guy for the chance to fall to. He hasn't scored all season.
Yeah, it's not part of his job description, is it, Sergio Busquets, to get forward? There's plenty of players to do that. But you might see him getting further forward as the game goes on. I just think they've raised the tempo a little bit in this second half. Barca just trying to find a way through. Plenty of width on both sides.
Almost using Messi as creator-in-chief from deep positions with slide rule passes.
Just has a problem here, Pepe. It's Messi, big Lionel Messi there that just bumps over the Portuguese defender there. Let's maybe just get some studs on his shin there.
Pepe, another of those who's seen red in this fixture in the past. This one hasn't been quite as combustible as some we've seen in recent memory. Ooh.
Yeah. Difficult to see whether that's a deliberate stamp there. Of course, I always think the super slow motion makes things look a lot more deliberate than they really are. I think things are, when things are going well for Real Madrid, there's not normally a problem. It's when they go behind the Barca that sometimes you see a little reaction from them and a flare-up between the two sets of players. But so far, thankfully, there's been no real issue, no drama, no storyline behind that. It's all been about the football, and Real Madrid are leading.
Thiago looking very, very comfortable slotting into that midfield. How soon before Pep Guardiola looks to make a change or two? Busquets doesn't find Messi this time. Iniesta joins in. Off they go on another little foray, working on the basis if they keep on asking the questions, in the end someone's going to answer yes.
Yeah, and you're getting Mesut Ozil now, Ian, working harder defensively than I've seen him work for Real Madrid, helping out those two centre midfield players, Alonso and Khedira. And you need every player, almost look at Benzema as well, number 9, coming back just to try and add a little bit of pressure.
Didn't find Xavi. Well won back by Puyol. Dani Alves. Now Lionel Messi. Blocked on the way through by Pepe. Managing to get something or somebody in the way all the time, Real Madrid.
A little bit like the Chelsea game, isn't it? Plenty of pressure, struggling to find a way through. Real Madrid defenders are throwing themselves to the ground to block, as Chelsea did at Stamford Bridge. And it's all about patience for Barcelona.
Somebody's keeping account of the passes so far. Only 44 out of 55 for Xavi. That's an all-time low, isn't it?
I don't think we need stats to realise the efficiency of some of these players and the dominance as well, and the numbers, the sheer numbers of passes from Barcelona compared to anybody else.
Yeah. Well, they do it just for fun, don't they? Half the time in midfield, they're passing the ball around, trying to mesmerise the opposition, suddenly change the pace of it, or find a killer one. There's an attempted one, and this time Barcelona are frustrated again as we tick towards the hour mark at the Camp Nou.
Yeah, just a little slow coming back, Lionel Messi there, and yes, they're just trying to poke it through to him. But yeah, around the hour mark, Ian, is when I think managers, particularly if there's a little lull, which there has been for Barca, will think about substitutions. And there you go, right now, Tuchel Villanova just talking about the potential of changing. Mourinho, he's happy enough right now.
Well, he looks as if he is watching a reserve game somewhere, doesn't he? Almost semi-detached. Mourinho, it's just another game somewhere, see what we do.
Yeah, he refused to be in the press conference again. He doesn't want to try and, you know, just get things revved up for this match. There's enough hype, everything that goes into it. I think it's sensible that he avoids some of these pressers, really, with the potential that he could say.
The debate goes on about whether he stays or goes in the summer. I think at some point he wants to come back to England. That's pretty much established.
And just Messi again there. battle with those midfield players. He has to get through Kadir and Xabi Alonso before he reaches the back four of Real Madrid.
Thiago. Look at all the white shirts between the ball and the goal. Monitoring the movements. It's going to take a bit of precision engineering, I think, by Barcelona to open this up somehow. Ozil is dispossessed. Great pressing. They work so hard off the ball as well, Barcelona. Messi now. Off he goes. Doesn't quite manage to gather the ball into his path, Xabi, otherwise he was in.
Yeah, he needs to keep out of it here, Lionel Messi. There wasn't much of a contact there on Sergio Ramos again, and he's going to go down and make the most of it. There's a little bit of contact there from Messi, who just tries to regain the ball quickly.
This is Real just trying to break up the game, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I mean, look at that. There's a little knee that goes in there, brings it down. But you're right. I think the tempo has risen, and these players will stay down because it does just change the atmosphere a little bit in the stadium, and particularly when Barcelona on a good little run of form here in the last 5 or 10 minutes. There's just laser pens now that are a nightmare for players, aren't they?
Of course, a lot of these players are going to have to get together and unite in the summer in the Spanish cause, something they did quite well, you might have noticed, in 2010. Now then, Benzema, space here, Ozil. Oh, the right ball, and he would have been in, the German. That's the danger for Barcelona if they are too gung-ho about it. Benzema's the player grimacing.
Well, again, that might be something you might see some more of now in the remaining half an hour. When a player gets a little knock, he might just take his time and slow things down, just alter the rhythm of the match. Here comes a challenge. A little bit of contact there from Thiago on the side of his foot. There it is.
Away by Arbeloa for Real Madrid, whose concentration now is entirely on keeping hold of what they have. If they can get another one on the break, so far, so good for them. Even Cristiano Ronaldo is a defender. Benzema still limping a bit as Xavi moves the ball away from him. Mascherano. Xavi again. Real Madrid won't mind Barcelona having the ball in there. This is where they might start to worry a little more, and they get a foot in again. Quantrao with the clearance.
Well, he has to try and keep hold of possession of the ball. Benzema, there's going to be times where his team are a long way detached from where he is. Did a good job that time, just got caught a little bit by Mascherano.
Thiago again. It's well played, well watched by Quantrao. Finding it hard to carve out opportunities, Barcelona. Xavi again, Iniesta, Teo. Pepe's in the way. Needs a better delivery than that, really.
I think it's time for a change on this side. Teo has done a fine job in previous games, but this game hasn't been his. It's certainly players that can replace him on the side. I'm thinking of Pedro, Iniesta, Cesc Fabregas in, just to give another goal threat.
There's a real chance on the break there. Benzema got that ball right. Ronaldo was in behind. He didn't get it right. Instead, at the other end, it's Dani Alves. Great tactical discipline by Real Madrid. Behind for a corner. As he's the latest player to go down and stay down. It's getting a little monotonous now from a neutral perspective.
It's difficult as well for the referee, isn't it? When a player goes down, he doesn't really know how much pain he's in, how hurt he is. The ball strikes the side of his head there, and here we go. We're going to get the trainer come on.
I'm adding on the time, don't worry, says the referee. But Barcelona will worry. Now what am I going to do?
Well, I think he's got to be looking at substitutions right now. We're not sure really of the fitness level of Alexis Sanchez or Cesc Fabregas. You know, they got little minor knocks where he doesn't want to risk them so early after the last game.
If so, why name them on the bench even if they're not fit to go out there at all?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the title's on the line here now, isn't it?
Yep. If they're all ready to go, they have got to come into the game, Ian. I know they've got a big game against Chelsea here, but they're still only one goal behind here. There's plenty of time to turn this around. It might have to be Teo that makes way. It hasn't really happened for him. And they don't need all this from Thiago. He doesn't need to get involved at all.
And eventually they get Contrao off to the sidelines. I think what happened was the ball hit him. See any other injury, did you? Here's the corner kick. Too long for Toyel, who scored the odd vital goal himself when he's ventured into the opposition penalty area. Messi, they've done a very good job in subduing him so far, Real Madrid, you'd have to say.
What an example that was of Barcelona just hunting the ball down as soon as they lost it.
Thiago. Xavi with a long-range effort. Whistled about a foot wide by the look of it. He's got 10 in the league so far this season. He's pretty good.
He has had a good season in terms of goal scoring, and not many shots have we seen from range. Has a look around and thinks, well, hang on a minute, there's no better options. I'll take a shot here. He's only a yard wide. Didn't get closed down that time.
And he's coming off as well now. Yeah, those 10 goals have got him joint 14th in the scoring rankings in La Liga. And on comes Alexis Sanchez with his pacey contributions. The Chilean, signed from Udinese. A lot of clubs wanted him.
Xavi's had a long-standing problem with his calf muscle, his Achilles tendon, and I guess no surprise with the big games coming up. 3 games in 6-7 days for them. No surprise that he comes off. He'll switch around. I'm sure Thiago will just drop back in, and maybe Iniesta move into midfield.
Yes, the stylish Ozil really took the eye, didn't he, at the World Cup? As a lot of good judges thought he would. Helped forward by Khedira to Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Angel Di Maria. Hoyle with the acrobatic clearance, one for the photographers, that one. And then well over the bar in the end from Xabi Alonso, who scored a couple, in my memory, from his own half for Liverpool.
Yeah, spectacular strikes, wasn't it, over the top of the goalkeeper. And that's what it means to Xavi. Here's his last moment in the game, never really looking like going in that strike, and he feels it more than anybody else. So passionate about this football club, Xavi, and I think maybe a future manager one day in.
He's just created a record of 32 Barca Clásicos. Now Messi. On he goes. Oh, and Iniesta goes down in the box. Teo doesn't finish it again. Back in. Surely this time, yes. Alexis Sanchez, with almost his first touch of the ball, has equalised for Barcelona. Can you believe that?
Oh, what a substitution. What a first touch it seemed. Follows in the ball. The pressure tells at last. There could have been a penalty kick early on the move. Teo again didn't take his chance, but there's that extra goal threat I was talking about. It was needed for Barcelona. Needed somebody else who had potential to score goals, who could be in the right place at the right time. Alexis Sanchez was that man, and what an impact he's made to this game. Just
15 for the season for Sanchez.
Possibly right on the line. Teo lacking confidence there. There comes the first shot that comes in and just bundles it in. Second time of asking.
He had to be a bit dexterous, didn't he, here, Sanchez? It looked like the chance had gone, and he stuck out the other leg and made sure he went in. Well, what a moment for the coach. And now Barcelona will believe they can go and win this. Real Madrid foiled again against their rivals. Remember, they haven't beaten them this season in the 5 previous meetings. It looked like they might be on the way tonight.
Well, I gotta say, I thought they were. I thought they've been in excellent control of the game, but all of a sudden something goes for them. The ricochet's there. It comes back to the same player. The chances have been there for Barca that they haven't taken. This one, I guess in some way fortunate that it comes back to Sanchez right in front of goal. It's a great save from Casillas, by the way, on the first effort. He claws it back, but it's straight back into the line of Sanchez, who makes no mistake from there. This now, Ian, is an absolutely huge 20 minutes in the title race.
I think another thing Sanchez gives Barcelona is he seems to create a little more extra space somehow, doesn't he, for Messi with his runs.
Yeah, I mean, look where he is right now. He's occupying both central defenders right there, and Messi can float and maybe find some more space.
Maybe Sanchez owed Pep Guardiola one. He missed a couple of big chances, didn't he, at Stamford Bridge. Ozil, oh, look at this. Cristiano Ronaldo has done it again. Cristiano Ronaldo. Real Madrid 2-1 up. Brilliantly taken.
Well, but Cristiano Ronaldo, cool as a cucumber here in his celebration, and what a cool finish as well. Vulnerable when you've scored a goal. Look at that reaction now from Barcelona, back in the game. Maybe favourites to go on and win the game and get within 1 point. Quick as a flash. The counter-attack from Real Madrid, they are brilliant at it. And Ronaldo here has great composure. He's aware, certainly onside, that Victor Valdez is standing his ground. He's got work to do there, Ian, to get it around the outside of him.
The La Liga assist king Ozil with a fantastic ball, and Cristiano Ronaldo, his 42nd league goal in 34 appearances.
Yeah, and you're talking about this player that doesn't do it in the big games against Barcelona. Well, there you go. Great composure, no panic in that finish. He knew he had to get reasonable contact around the outside of Victor Valdez. What a game this is now, and a substitution that Esteban Granero coming in to maybe just stiffen up midfield.
54 for the season for Cristiano Ronaldo in all competitions, beating last season's 53. Now what? Sanchez. That really was the sucker punch, wasn't it? And Granero can bring the ball away as well. Adriano's gone off for Barcelona. Here's Sanchez towards Teo. He seemed to be on the end of a lot of the chances tonight, Teo. PK a little out of favour at the moment, gets ready. Don't know if they're going to introduce him, we'll see. Good possession football from Real Madrid, just taking the heat out of things, almost playing Barcelona at their own tiki-taka game there over there for a minute, weren't they?
Quick switch around again now as Pedro comes into the game on the right side, a right wing back. Dani Alves back into that back three line. Puyol switches to left central defender.
Teo. And Guardiola has left him out there. Messi can't do anything with that one. Messi, by the way, is on 63 goals this season. He is ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo in all competitions, and now Ronaldo writhes around on the floor after some kind of involvement with Dani Alves.
Well, I hope it doesn't spark again. This scenes we've seen many times before in this game, towards the end of games when it all seems to come to a head. The result is imminent. Passions are... Let's have a look on the replay here.
What does really happen?
Is their reaction as he gets up. He wants a free kick, certainly. I don't get to see it there.
Ozil, meanwhile. Benzema. There are so many good footballers on this pitch, it's almost frightening.
Well, there's a thought that these two are quite a way ahead of others around Europe, and I tend to agree now, particularly as I've seen Real Madrid against Bayern, and although they lost the game, there you go, there's a little stamp there. Again, the super slow motion, Ian, is sometimes deceptive. We see their studs go in his chest, but how much of a deliberate attempt to do that is difficult to say.
Ozil has kept his head, kept his football brain ticking over as he did to set up the goal. His corner kick. Ooh. No, that's not going to count. The whistle had already gone. Ronaldo again involved with Dani Alves. He seems to be over the injury, okay?
He's absolutely fine, isn't he? Yeah. Various rolls from side to side there, but he's okay.
You can feel the temperature rising out there at the moment. And this time it's Granero who goes in the book. Hope you're keeping track of all these yellows. We're trying to. You're always going to get this, aren't you? The way referees handle these games in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, and just the reach around there, Lionel Messi, and you can understand the yellow card being given. Messi again had turned him as he was running at the back four.
Can Barcelona pull it back again? Great position for Real Madrid, because even a draw is fabulous for them from this game. Messi. Iniesta. Messi plays it wide again. Teo, he needs a good delivery. Almost found Pedro, who's on that right-hand side now. Playing his 100th La Liga game, incidentally, tonight, Pedro. He's got 4 goals in Clasico matches as well in the past. Not a bad record, that, in only 10 appearances. Pepe's back header. Referee'd seen something he didn't like by way of a little shove.
Yeah, I think Alexis Sanchez is the guilty man here. Just a couple of hands in the back of Pepe there, just to put him off balance. And just back to Pedro, Ian. It's been a funny season for Pedro. 13 league goals last year. He was in great form. And this year, only 3 in 24 appearances. So he hasn't really found the heights. He's certainly had injury problems, but Pep's gone for different options in wide areas instead of Pedro in recent big games.
He's sometimes used the youngster Cuenca as well, hasn't he? Who got a start, I think, in the Champions League against Milan. Saw him the other night as well. Real are unbeaten when Ronaldo scores in league games. They've won 57 of the 59 he scored in.
That's a great stat if you're a Real Madrid fan now in this particular game. Still 10 minutes or so to go as we see Cesc Fabregas there, number 4, just getting ready to come into the action as well. But Barca won't give up just yet.
Goal from Ronaldo puts him ahead of Messi too in their private battle for Spain's golden boot. Ozil again trying to get Benzema in. Here's the title slipping away from Barcelona, coming up to the last 10 minutes here. Other earlier scores in La Liga: Mallorca 1, Zaragoza 0. Victor got the goal. Sporting Gijón 2, Rayo Vallecano 1. And Rayo Vallecano had 2 men, Labaca and Casado, sent off in that match.
Yeah, that's a bottom of the table clash there. Sporting Gijón have had a very difficult year. That's a big win for them.
Sounds like he got a bit feisty, that one, not surprisingly. By the way, Rayo Vallecano's next game is at home to Barcelona. Busquets goes long this time. And Sanchez has pulled up. He says, I controlled it on my chest.
I think they've missed a little bit of this. A player that plays high.
He did control it on his chest, by the way,
It looked
didn't he?
like it was right between his shoulder and his chest there to bring that ball. I just think when you see the arm flail out wide, it's often interpreted as a handball. But no, I just think they've lacked, they've missed that player that can run in behind. Pedro can do it, Sanchez can do it, Villa can do it. I think certainly Lionel Messi at times needs that player running in behind to give him that option.
I think the only referee assigned this game probably doesn't sleep for about a week before. One or two tempers getting frayed now. Barcelona really, I think, realise they are looking down both barrels in this season's title race from where they are here. When it was 1-1, they must have fancied themselves to go on and win it and cut the gap to 1 point. Ronaldo's goals changed everything. Thiago helping it through. Sanchez again. And now the brakes on. It's always going to be on the way they're doing things. Coentrão leading that, finding Benzema. Ozil's got some space on the right. And Benzema went alone. Ozil's wondering, why didn't you play me?
Yeah, maybe Ronaldo as well on his left-hand side there. And it's going to be stretched now. Last, what, less than 8 minutes now to play. Barcelona here need 2 goals. Or I think this is it.
Sanchez, who's already provided one of them. Puyol. Barcelona desperate now. Iniesta, no, not going to happen. They do have the final of the Copa del Rey to contest Athletic Bilbao, but it looks like that big one on Tuesday when Chelsea come here is going to be even bigger as far as Barca are concerned, as they look to hold on to their European crown.
Yeah, and do something that no team in the Champions League era has done, retain the trophy, and it is going to be massive. There's still a little bit of time yet. We can't write them off in this one just yet. Copa del Rey, not so prestigious at all for them.
Messi. Whipped away from Sanchez. It will be a corner. Real have defended better, haven't they, tonight, of these two?
I think they have, and I think they found the balance here. And there's certainly been a feeling that this attacking lineup for Real Madrid leaves them too vulnerable to Barcelona. I think those attacking players have done an excellent job getting goal side. Özil's done it. Di Maria did his little bit as well at times.
Mascherano, always going over from a long way away. Not noted for his goals, the Argentinian.
Again, plenty of space there, and I think if a Real Madrid, you don't mind that. You don't mind him shooting from that sort of range here. This was the earlier chance that decided to go alone there, far too close, and an easy save up Victor Valdez.
Haven't had many chances, Real Madrid, but they scored twice.
Well, they have, and the second goal could prove to be a very, very big goal. It certainly took the steam out of Barca. The atmosphere dropped immediately in the stadium.
Not been a good week for him so far, Pep Guardiola. He has had a lot of good weeks, though, it should be said.
He has, and I mean, there will be questions asked about the team, the starting lineup, and some of the selections, but listen, he's the man who's done an unbelievable job in winning trophies here, and he certainly has an eye on that second leg against Chelsea.
Ronaldo's won his little battle, I think, with Messi tonight, so far anyway. And that's going to be another card, isn't it, I think? Yeah, Mascherano this time.
Yeah, little bit of frustration this time from some of the Barcelona players. Certainly criticised Real Madrid's defenders at times for getting overexcited and rash, and I've got to do the same here to Mascherano. Unnecessary challenge there on Ronaldo.
There's another card handed out there amid all the debating society that went on afterwards. I don't know if you caught that, Robbie.
Ronaldo was basically saying there, I'm okay, don't need to bring on the stretcher, I don't need treatment, but they've came on now, he's got to get off and get treatment.
Well, they're making some of these injuries last as long as some of the hospital dramas you watch on TV.
I'll tell you what, there should be some amount of time to... There's been a lot of substitutions in the second half. We've seen players go down for long periods of time as well. Interesting to see what that number is at the end of the game.
I'm sure a lot of teams would be doing the same thing, winning away to Barcelona in a game as big and with as high stakes as this. You can have your own debates about all of that. Granero plays it in off a Barcelona head for a corner kick, which Real will be in no particular hurry to take.
No, they'll be delighted that the ball's down the other end and take their times trotting across here. Mesut Ozil will take his time with this set piece. Not that many white shirts as you'd imagine in the box, and plenty of Barca players back there to defend it.
88th minute, very late now. Iniesta has grown quite quiet in the game, really. Granero. Another corner, and they can keep it down there. Just what Real wanted.
Well, we've got to give a lot of credit to Real Madrid over this season, Ian. Everybody's talked about Barcelona being the best team on the planet, and they've been outstanding. They have had some season, Real Madrid. Mourinho's got these players revved up right from their first whistle. There's a couple of wobbles at some points in the season, but on the most part, they've been outstanding all year long, playing great football and scoring loads of goals.
Well, a La Liga record number of goals. So you can't really argue, can you? Barcelona themselves are on 97 to Real Madrid's 109.
Yeah, it's an incredible output, and you can't say they don't deserve this championship if they win it.
Ozil very good tonight, and by the way, for those who like the stats, he set up more goals for Cristiano Ronaldo than any other player in Ronaldo's career. Overtook Giggs with that one tonight.
Well, yeah, it's apt, I suppose, that he did it again in this game, and a player that Ozil, he doesn't probably score as many goals as he should do with the talent that he's got, but you've said it there, you've outlined his strengths, and that is an important part of this season.
Pedro, great burst of pace, cuts it back in there. And it's gone behind in the end, harmlessly enough, as Fabregas tried to make something of it. It's come on late on here. The game is nearly up, quite literally, for Barcelona.
And this was the moment, the defining moment in this game, maybe the defining moment in this season's Primera Championship there. And Ronaldo, quite rightly, the star in the highlights, and the hype is going to be all about this player and the way that he has stepped up against Barcelona. He has proved to be the difference. He's had to take a lot of criticism and comparison with Lionel Messi, but he's had an excellent game and he's done what he does best, score goals.
They paid enough for him, about $125 million, but you can't argue with the number of goals. 54 this season, 53 last season, and he wants that La Liga title now. They all do, Real Madrid. They've had quite a wait by their standards as Barcelona have bossed things. But a win here is going to make it a gap of 7 points with only 4 to play. That would realistically be it. I think even Barca would concede that. There's going to be 4 minutes of added time, mind you. So there's still time for Barcelona to find an equaliser. Fabregas. Pedro. Messi was closing in. vital piece of work. Sergio Ramos, the World Cup winning defender. And Arbeloa is having a row with Messi now.
Now, a little bit of bragging rights, isn't it, for Real Madrid? And can you deny them that after all the hard times they've had against this football club, some of the beatings they've taken for Barcelona, they are going to enjoy this victory, and if they hold on.
Especially that 5-0 one last season, when Barcelona were just incredible, unplayable. I think there's a few verbals and feisty exchanges going on. Ramos staying down again. Anything to wind down the clock, really.
Yeah, I think so. Almost collided into his own player there, Sergio Ramos. And he's had an excellent game, hasn't he, alongside Pepe. I think Sami Khedira scoring the first goal, has been working tirelessly alongside Xabi Alonso, has played well. And I think everybody, really, when you think about the white shirts, they've all done their jobs, both with the ball and without it, very well.
Ronaldo's penalised, but Real Madrid are nearly there. Their players know it. They also know that Barcelona have made a habit of denying them glory, particularly this season. Granero, loss of energy since he came on. Tough customer. Holds the possession well. And Arbeloa going down. Callejon has come on as well for Real Madrid. Well, all the various arguments are going on, and we're going to see Gonzalo Higuain as well, the striker, late in the proceedings.
Same reasoning, just to stop the clock, to wind down the minutes. You don't often get this extra time added after stoppage time is added, so final substitution now from Jose Mourinho, and it's a striker for a striker. Taking his time, isn't he? Benzema to come out of the game.
Benzema will have got himself as far from the dugout as possible before the substitution was made, and ambles up in his own time. On comes Higuain. Not a bad substitute to have around, with 25 goals this season, 21 in the league. Now then, it's a Cristiano Ronaldo free kick this time. The symbolic pose. And if I'm not mistaken, he almost seemed to deliberately hit that about 19 rows back to eat up a bit more time. It looked like that. Couldn't have really been that far away. Higuain in there. Oh, there might have been another one. There might have been another one for Ronaldo. Not quite.
Wow, what defending that was. Last ditch now as Barca. Got to be last few attacks from them to try and force an equalising goal, just not to lose the game.
Well, this is going to be a massive night in Real Madrid's modern history if they do this. Jose Mourinho has had many, many frustrations against Barca, but triumphs too. And they will remember this one if they hold on, and they have held on. And surely this title is going to Real Madrid this season. The first time they've beaten Barca this campaign, the first time they've beaten them in La Liga for 4 seasons, and they've done it away from home in the very backyard of their biggest rivals. What a win. Cristiano Ronaldo with the winner, with his 54th goal of the season. Nothing for Messi, nothing Barcelona, and I don't think they're going to be retaining the Spanish title this time.
I don't think they are. I think mathematically, obviously, it's not done yet, but they have won it. There's a 7-point gap now. They've got 4 games left. 3 are certainly winnable. And you've got to give credit to Real Madrid. They are going to enjoy this moment right now. They have had so many bad experiences, both home and away, against Barcelona over the last few years. This was a hard-fought victory, but a victory none the same, a deserved victory. And I think deserved champions this season in Spain.
And it's the first time that Barcelona have lost at home in 55 attempts in all competitions. That's what it means at the top. Real Madrid, with 4 games to play, are 7 points clear, and there's the run-ins underneath.
Yeah, I mean, Sevilla at home could be difficult, but it's not going to be now. Bilbao tricky away. Granada, Mallorca at home last game should be no problem. Barcelona's lineup there. Malaga tough maybe at home. It's done, isn't it? 7-point gap right now, 4 to play. Real Madrid are going to be champions this season.
And by the way, there's a 29-point gap down to the 3rd place team, not on that caption, Valencia. That's how dominant they've been. It's a Real Madrid celebration, a famous win. More analysis in a moment.
Sports Science, brought to you by Moneyball. Score it on Blu-ray, DVD and digital download now.